Over the rainbow is crazy. Bars in the window. They must have taken the morals away. So you heard me singing to myself then. I don't know if it's out of sync. I can't tell if it's out of sync. All right. Of course, and this house is so big that every room echoes. So it's perfect. Oh, and something I want to say before I get started, what I'm going to do. I'm walking, and I'll upload this video later when I get some better Wi-Fi. And you guys see me good and hear me good? That's awesome because Dr. Business does not know what he's doing at all. I didn't know how to make videos. I don't know how to do this. So anyway, I'm walking back from Hollywood Boulevard, and there's like a strip mall with like a 7-Eleven and a vape shop and shit in it. And all of a sudden, I hear something. And this is one of those places that pumps out music all day long. And I listened. And all of a sudden there was Lack Me out of the out of the out of nowhere. And it was so loud I stood there and listened to it. And all of a sudden this other lady was standing there listening to it. And it was cool just to see Lack Me pop out of nowhere. That must be a good sign. So here's what we're going to do. I can't have a conversation right now because I'm going to show you what I do to find the stuff that I find. And we've got a couple people being moderators in the chat. I don't really know what those are I'm not super smart about this stuff. But Miss Easy will do whatever, and I'm just going to go to town and see what I can find. So, still learning, just making sure my windows are right. Yeah, everything looks good. And if something starts going wrong, tell me or tell Miss Heasy, and she will text me, and then I'll fix it. Oh, and I got a new hat. But my hands were tied. I gotta quit doing that. Okay, so we're gonna search for some Greg. I sort of fall down a Greg hole. So I'm also quite nervous. If you couldn't tell, I'm a little bit twitchy, and that happens. We'll start at the bottom, and then we'll work our way in. Start at the bottom and work our way in. Oh fuck. Yeah, we get it. You're a fucking banana. I get it. Okay, so we're gonna go. All right, Greg. Let's go to town.
So it seems a very, very consistently popular.
Is everything looking good?
Question mark. And how we're all gonna
Good?
die.
Question mark.
A few questions. First of all, why are you trying to scare people by saying we're all going to die?
Because Greg wants to be the person to scare them into thinking they're all going to die. If you listen to someone other than Greg, you're getting the wrong information.
Second of all, what do you think you're going to accomplish out of talking about it? And third of all, it's a very, very consistently popular topic is 2012 and how we're all going to die.
Oh, shit. Talk about stretching your content. This is what... it's just a 2-minute video.
A few questions. First of all, why are you trying to scare people by saying we're all going to die? Second of all...
When Greg's talking shit, he says the word you a lot. He'll say, you know, how can you do this to people? And how are we getting along by you telling them? And those people are scared because of what you did. So Greg is talking directly to the people who made a prophecy? He's not. Greg needs someone to argue against. So there's no point in him manipulating if there's no one to manipulate against. He needs another side. Because when he argues against himself, he just runs in circles.
Well, what do you think you're going to accomplish out of talking about it? And third of all, if you're so excited or fearful or whatever of the state to come,
what?
Why are you just talking about it? Why aren't you?
What? Okay, Greg. So let's just say the end of the world is coming in 2012. You expect us to take action somehow? I think if the world was coming to an end, the thing you would want to do is talk. I can't even handle it. Already. One fucking video in. How far are they going to let me go? Okay, we're going to go back. Because I like to do this. And I just like to keep scrolling down. Keep scrolling down. Well, that looked like a neat one. 7 years ago. A lot of these are marked Onision Drama because they're uploaded by Greg on his. And my back is getting sore. I'm sitting in a bathtub. This is the best place to do it, though. Okay, when he marks drama, that means people are saying something against him.
For everyone. The Chevy price you pay is what we pay.
And this is,
Most people think of Verizon as a reliable phone company.
Of course, Greg has double commercials in his Encore page, of course.
We're a reliable partner.
Because he's tricking us all.
We keep companies ready for what's next.
Hello, I'm Mr. Fitzgerald, and today I'm going to teach you how to fold a shirt. So here we go. The shirts I'm folding today are this shirt, which when I'm done should look like this. Except better, because my wife...
Does Greg actually think folding shirts is content? Where is he going with this? Because he's always going somewhere. There's a point, there's a method to his madness, and he's going to make a point. It's not just stupid for stupid's sake. So we've got old man Greg folding a shirt.
Folded it. Am I right, guys? Am I right? Okay, so as you can see, these are two perfectly normal blue shirts.
Those shirts are filthy.
There's no special effects or any of that new age stuff.
Yeah, special effects on shirts. Way to go, Greg.
And it even has cat hairs on it.
That's because you're an enormous pussy.
Because my wife loves cats a lot.
I was gonna make a pussy joke, but I'm not gonna.
We only have 7, but you know we can always have more if you ask her. Ha 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 ha. Okay, but first I'm gonna teach you how not to fold your shirt like your couch potato popcorn eating loser mom taught you to fold it. So
Greg's mom.
we're gonna go.
Wait a second, Fitz.
And here it comes.
What are you doing?
He's folding the fucking shirt, Greg. It's been a minute and a half, and he's folding the fucking shirt.
I'm making a shirt video.
Yeah, I know that, but do you really think it's okay to make fun of your viewers' mothers?
Well, I want to, and because I want to, it's okay.
Well,
There is a good point. In Greg's mind, he's so much smarter and cunning than we are that if he wants to do it, it must be right. That's wrong, Greg.
I don't, and it's like my channel, so.
I don't care if it's your channel.
Oh, come on, man.
Screw you, Onision. You know?
Gerald.
You make me a pedophile. I'm not a pedophile.
There it is. All of this is to say that Greg behind the camera isn't something.
I played your game. I sang 2 songs about touching kids. Okay?
Okay.
Now, I said that's okay, man. I'll take the fall because I know you're trying to do something good. Okay?
Oh, okay.
So,
I'm gonna be back in 1 second. You watch this. I gotta find something to put under my ass. I got a bad back, and this tub, while comfortable for a bath, is a little uncomfortable for live streaming, but it's all good.
just let me have my video on Quidditch.
Just calm down.
You need me.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? We'll talk about this later, alright?
Okay, so first you start off with the basic dumbass flow. Right here. Put the shoulders together. Then you take your mentally challenged arms and fold them to the center as well. And then you take your Dumbo bottoms, split them up the middle, drop it down, and you got yourself the worst folded shirt in the history of shirts. Okay, now that we know how your donut punching poor mother does it, we can do it the right way. So now, let's go ahead and grab the not screwed up.
Fitz, hold on. You're really taking it too far on this
You
one.
know what? I have no family, Onision. My wife is barely staying with me, okay? They all think I'm a pedophile. Just leave me alone.
There's no way this is getting online.
Okay, so let's get to the shirt. Okay, kids. So here's what
Nope. He got his point across. He popped in that tidbit that he wasn't a pedophile, and if you watch, because he's an ephebophile. And if you want to break that word down, Greg's just a dude that likes jailbait. Simple. You can put all the fancy words in front of it, you know. Greg likes jailbait. That's the way it is. Terrible, but that's the way it is.
I just had sex with my hand, and it felt so good.
That reminds me of something. There's one of Greg's songs that it's not that I don't hate it, it's that it's catchy. The one from the last video that I found it funny when it was, it was like crack whore walking on a street corner. And then, I don't know, I thought it was catchy. It's not good. It just, I don't know.
Actually, it didn't feel very good. Okay, I'm going to Pravati.com to find out what's up with today's topic. This one's called BFFs and Ex-Boyfriends because you guys love talking about relationships. Blah. Well, my best friend is in love with this guy who happens to be my ex. Wow, great friend. She can't pick the billions of other guys on this planet. She has to pick your ex-boyfriend. Bad part is my ex still likes me. That's the bad part? I would think that the bad part is that your best friend thinks it's okay to date your ex. So first thing is I need my ex to stop liking me. Shoot him in the fucking face. I just want to say that's not actual advice. I said that out of impulse, and I'm sorry. And I need my BFF to find a new crush because my ex is a douche.
You're a douche. And we are out of here. I don't have to catch you Back to the Future, Twinkle Twinkle for you, but here we go.
Are we the first candy to make something thin?
Do we got double commercials coming
Best
up?
at it? Yep.
Hey guys, I want to let you in on a little info. I'm a director and an actor and a writer
Sure you are, Greg.
and a musician
And I'm having a bath right now.
and a blah 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 web designer, graphic designer, whatever.
Blah, blah, blah. I have so many skills. Blah, 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 blah. It's totally tough for me to list all my skills. Blah, 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 blah.
I do a lot of crap, and because I'm a director, let's highlight that aspect.
Let's highlight that aspect. And this is 2011. This is like the height of the ego trip, right?
Of who I am. A lot of my projects have similarities between them. Kind of like when you have Quentin Tarantino, you're likely going to see blood.
This guy's comparing himself to Quentin Tarantino.
That's kind of how I am. You're going to get a certain type of humor out of my videos.
Yeah, none.
With my main channel videos, most every single video that's ever been on that channel was directed by me.
And starring you, and written by you, and edited by you, and music score done by you, and uploaded by you. And there's a reason for that, old Greg. Nobody wants to work with you. And I have it on real good authority, Greg. You got thrown out of Hollywood. And that's why you don't like Hollywood. They threw you out of LA. They bought you a fucking bus ticket and they said, no thank you. We don't want none of that. And that is why Greg is bitter against Hollywood. They didn't love him.
So, if you have that in mind, you'll realize that even if you're watching someone like Shiloh, it likely was directed by me. Now,
So, my name's Greg, and forget that Shiloh is a talented singer. I'm just going to sit here and take all the credit for it, because without me and my cameras, Shiloh doesn't have any music. This guy, you know what I mean?
the benefit of having Shiloh in videos is
The fact that she sings, and the video's about her, and it has nothing to do with you.
well, one, she's gorgeous, and two, she thinks for herself.
You must hate that about her then, Greg. All that free thinking.
Like, her humor is her humor.
But if it's your video and you wrote it and you directed it, her humor would be the humor that you wrote for her to be in your video.
And my humor is my humor, but the thing is, it's kind of the same.
Touchdown, Dr. Business.
So when you see her do a video, half the stuff she's doing, she likely thought of herself. And that, to me, is refreshing because
Greg,
most...
I don't know how to go to the bathroom.
He got me again. Oh, he got me again. I hate it when he does
You don't know
that.
how to go to the bathroom? You need me to help you?
Yeah,
Do I gotta hold your penis again?
yeah.
Go away. You're sick.
If you're going to have somebody walk into the shot you're directing, you want to make it seem like they're just coming in, like it's natural. But of course, when Greg directs someone to come in the room, it's because they need his help. Like, Greg, I don't know how to pee. It wouldn't be like, hi, Greg, how are you? Or, I don't know, never mind. It's already starting to bug me.
Like that. I didn't tell her to do that, you f***ing weirdo. Anyway, so basically, what I'm saying is a lot of the people that I've worked with before, like Sear,
Not even talking
hey
about
guys,
that
Blue
guy.
Horse posted on onision.net/contact asking me if I can help her figure out what is best to say to someone when you're in a long distance relationship. Like, basically, the question is, what do guys want to hear?
Me? What does this guy want to hear? If it was a long distance relationship, well, it would be, I miss you and I care about you. What does Greg think you want to hear? Coming from a girl.
Guys want to hear that, I mean, this is me assuming because I'm a guy. I don't know if it applies
It's an easy answer, Greg.
to all guys, but here we go. Guys want to hear that they're attractive.
Hi, sweetie. You're in New York. I'm in Los Angeles. That's our long distance relationship, and we're like that for work. Hey, I think you're pretty hot. That's how 14-year-olds think.
Guys want to hear that they're. Guys want to.
If I was dating a girl and it was a long-term relationship, the one thing I'd want to hear on the phone is not about my dick. It's his mind is juvenile. And that's why we will win. Because minds like that only know how to go so far. And after that, they're lost. And right now, this man is lost.
Hear. Guys want to hear. Hey, guys want to hear just basically a ridiculous amount of compliments.
If you're with somebody and it's a long distance relationship, not just a fling, I don't want to have smoke blown up my ass all day. I don't need the girl that I'm with to pump up my ego. But it looks like Greg wants her to pump up his.
Or at least I do.
Can I point?
Why did I say the thing?
Yeah,
I'm kind of embarrassed by saying that. It's okay, I'll bleep it. Anyway, so.
Yeah, but you just said that that's what you want to hear.
No, that's not what I.
Nobody's ever going to tell. No one's ever talking to Greg about his dick.
Okay, maybe I. No.
I'm a Verizon engineer, and I'm part of the team building the most powerful 5.
Hey guys, someone asked me, why is that funny? I don't know, I'm just a.
You want to know a secret? I don't know about all the time, but most of the time, nobody's asking Greg a goddamn thing. And if they are, he's not paying attention to it. Because Greg talks about what Greg wants to talk about. And he uses his fans as a crutch to say, oh, all of my ideas come from them. I'm trying to please my audience. No. He doesn't give a fuck about his audience. If he did, he'd act different.
The charming guy who laughs all the time randomly and awkwardly, and that's not very charming after all, okay. That's not very charming after all, okay. The charming guy who laughs all the time.
Who's Greg talking
I'm
about?
just a charming guy who laughs all the time, right? Why is that funny? I don't know. I'm just a charming guy who laughs all the time randomly and awkwardly, and that's not very charming after all, okay.
I have a Death Note poster on my wall you can see. It's cool.
Death Note, he's a guy, he's another guy, and he has sex secretly. I think I'm so scared.
Okay, cool. I do have the poster. I was probably horribly placed on nothing. But someone asked me, what do I look for in a girl? And I thought, well, instead of doing a stupid question, I'm going to do a good question.
There aren't any questions. He's just pulling them out of thin air. If you look down in front of Greg, just like Chris Chan, Greg has a bunch of notes, talking points in front of him. It's very similar.
Do I not look for in a girl? Things I do not look for in a girl, things that I try to avoid, is anyone who's like actively committing crimes.
Yeah, well, that's something me and Greg agree on because I don't date current criminals either. But With Greg, he can put the importance on each crime. So if Greg doesn't think shoplifting is a crime, then he's going to make some manipulation about, oh, this crime doesn't hurt anyone. Those companies have tens of millions of dollars. They just write it all off. Greg considers smoking weed against the law. Wrong end. That was supposed to look cool, but I fucked it up.
It's not good. I don't want to be with someone who's actually committing crimes, such as using illegal drugs. That is committing a crime, according to...
See, Greg can make it instead of it being a misdemeanor nothing, Greg can turn it into a felony, an indictable felony, because he wants it to be. He doesn't like it. It's against the wall, or it's against the law. So he's just going to say, everything's against the law, I don't take criminals. I wonder if Greg talks about breaking any other laws.
There's some people, like people who
Oh,
will arrest you.
fucking
So
idiot.
that's kind of important. I don't want to be with anyone like that, and I don't want to be with somebody who doesn't take care of themselves, which means that they don't have good hygiene,
Says the greasiest YouTuber.
or they just eat donuts all day and they don't care about, staying alive, staying healthy. So
What Greg means with staying alive, staying healthy, it means thin and small and hot. Greg doesn't want fat girls. He wants pretty girls that stay slim, because you should want to do that for him. Why would you want to be fat? Why would you want to be overweight? The best people are thin, and that's it. Look at my vegetarian body.
someone who smokes
His spouse is lucky she rebounded so well from 2 kids. And sometimes that just happens.
and drinks excessively is probably a bad idea
What about kombucha? Can they drink 36 bottles of kombucha a day?
for me. I also would prefer not to be with someone who
He doesn't even know. He doesn't know. He's making it up as he goes along. He's sitting in front of that webcam. I could do the same goddamn thing. And ramble and ramble and make it up. Deep breaths.
who smells, who is very uneducated, very ignorant, very hateful. I don't want to be with someone like that. I don't want to be with somebody who try not to have to look at the list behind me, because I literally made a list. That's how pathetic I am.
Quick talking. Let's take a look at that again.
Okay, I'm looking at the list. Literally made a list. That's how pathetic. Try not to have to look at the list behind me. Somebody
Told you.
who try not to have to look.
Told you had a list.
I don't want to be with somebody who try not to have to look at the list behind me, because I literally made a list. That's how pathetic I am. Okay, I'm looking at the list. Hates my videos. Doesn't think I'm funny. Like how?
This is a bullshit list. Greg is listing all the horrible characteristics of any girl, any person. Like, it's because he's perfect. And he views everything that isn't perfect in everyone else as a flaw. Now, I can't even get into it.
How awkward would that be if somebody goes, oh, I love you, honey. And you're like, I want to watch what I worked on all day.
You're the kind of prick that would say that shit. Sorry, gang, something's happening. I'm worried that everything's broken. Oh, I'll come over and do that right now. You guys just watch this for a sec. I gotta go
No,
to the...
you're not funny.
I don't
Your
know
videos
how.
are stupid. Now let's have sex. It's like, bitch.
This will just take a second.
Okay. Like,
This will just take a second, everybody. Oh, there we go. Sorry about that, gang.
And someone who's inconsiderate of your emotions, someone who doesn't really care about you, and lastly, someone who has had sex with a ridiculous amount of people.
Because if the girl had sex, you see, because that makes Greg feel insecure. And me, it makes me feel insecure. Smoke, punch them. Yeah, that would make me insecure too if the girl had slept like with 30 people. But Greg will judge himself. And I'm not even going to talk about that. I can't even talk about it. Okay, let's go a little more into the old future here. Everybody in. $13 ago. Just the commercials are everywhere. Greg seems to have made himself some sort of a tent. He's going to tell us he's in a tent in the woods, I guess.
Things aren't good.
Things are fine.
As you can see, I'm staying in a tent.
Show me one bottle of water. Show me one bag of trail mix.
Now,
How'd you get your hair so wet? Are you next to a stream?
I wanted to talk to you guys about, first of all, the divorce is...
Greg tries to fake emotions, and he can't. He can't. He's not capable of it. And I feel bad for him that he can't. Because if Greg could have emotion and fake emotion, I think Greg has a lot of talent and creativity. But he's dead inside. And people can see that. And that's why he has stayed where he has stayed. It's not about talent in this world. Talent is dished out equally. Opportunity, however, that is distributed with a dropper. And if Greg would have had talent, somebody would have snapped him up, because it's not about Greg making money, it's somebody else making money. People are bought and sold in entertainment every day, and nobody wanted to sell him.
Things are not good.
They're fine.
Right now, there's an enormous amount of people ganging up on me.
I'm not part of that group, old Greg. Me and my business partners, we're doing something completely different.
There's entire YouTube channels dedicated to trying to ruin my life.
No, Greg, I argue that. I'm not trying to ruin your life. I actually think that in another universe, had you made better choices, you and me would be friends. But I've decided to go this way with myself, and you have chosen to go that way, which makes us enemies whether you like it or not. And all the other channels going after you, you can fret and worry about those all you want, as those same channels fret and worry about you. But I don't fret and worry about you. I have you beat already. You just don't know it yet.
And you can't fake that. Just Google Onision,
Nope.
and you'll see hundreds of people
Thousands, old Greg.
bullying me.
No, we're not bullying you, Greg. Bullying would mean that we're picking on you because we're not picking on you. There's a whole reason behind this, Greg. If you see this, you know what? I don't know how to do this. You know what? I'm not even going to fuck with it because I'm going to break it if I do. I forgot what I was saying.
Attacking me, ripping apart every aspect of who I am.
Your aspect hasn't even begun to be ripped. And the thing is, oh, Greg, there is a situation, whether you like it or agree with it or whatever, adults step out and say, hey, either you are innocent, Greg, which you have not said, or Sarah's a liar, or your ex-wife is a liar. And these girls are all just the stupid idiots you say they are. The stupid idiots who can't take getting dumped. If that is truly the case, dude, point your camera in your face and tell us your deal. But you won't do that because you're wrong. And if you weren't wrong, you would say you weren't wrong. But you aren't saying you're innocent. You're saying, look at me, I'm living in a tent. You're saying, look what you've done. Look what you know, this is your fault. No, Greg, the fact that you put up that tent today with the idea of making a video about you in a tent shows how far you've fallen. The Greg from back in the day would sit in front of his camera and fight, or at least justify. And you have chosen to do this. And for that reason, Dr. Business, the character Dr. Business, is coming for the character Onision. And there's not a goddamn thing anybody can do about it.
And more significantly, who I'm not. And they sadistically do so.
You can't fake crying. Nobody cries like that.
When I made that freak out video because I just got fired essentially from Patreon.
No, Greg, you didn't get fired from Patreon. They took away your Patreon because you don't know how to play nice with others.
There was a channel, probably multiple channels, that literally made reaction videos where they just laughed at me suffering.
I'm not laughing at your suffering, Greg. Your suffering is tragic. Your suffering is not needed. You know what will stop all this, old Greg. You just don't want to do it.
YouTube has a anti-bully.
Yeah, now it's YouTube's fault because 30-something-year-old Greg needs YouTube to protect him from bullying. So not only can he copyright strike everyone, but he can also accuse everyone of bullying. But what does he call what he did to countless other people? He doesn't call it anything.
Bullying policy? Right? Yet there are literally entire channels that make more than $10,000 a month.
That's the issue. I don't make $10,000 a month, Greg. I make zero. Perhaps other creators are driven by money, or not driven by money. That's a terrible way to say that. You know what? Everybody needs a side hustle. Some people drive Ubers. Some people make YouTube content, and that's all good. But I'm just not. I don't want to go through the hassle of getting monetized. I want to be able to say motherfucker and predator. And my opinions and my words are worth more than $27 a day. 10 grand a year. I don't know if I could sit here and change. I don't know. I don't think I'd be able to do it. I don't think I ever would have started. And I can't believe I've gotten away with it this long.
More than $10,000 a month.
That's Greg's money. give it back to Greg. Greg is the only creator that can make any money. Even though half of his video, well, not half, the whole channel of Bro is reacting to people's content. Onision Speaks is him just blabbing in front of a microphone. All his re-uploads are all reaction videos. Greg started as a gaming channel. Then he went and started doing reaction stuff, and that caught on. It wasn't till later that he started doing characters on Bro. Then when he started doing characters on Bro, he wanted to branch out and do collaborations with people. Well, that didn't work so well because Greg is a control freak maniac. So he just played all the characters himself. And in doing so, convinced himself that what he was doing was good. Because in essence, Greg is performing for an audience of one himself.
Obsessing over hatred of me.
I'm not obsessed. I'm having a great time. I actually refuse to hate you, Greg. I won't give you any rent space in here or in here. I don't hate you. I disagree with you. And I agree with a lot of other people, but I don't hate Greg. There's no room for hating somebody. What does that accomplish? Nothing, except clouding the way you think about it. And, yeah, I don't hate Greg.
I got a call from YouTube.
I hate what Greg has become, and I hate the things he's done.
I did. And they said, oh, we need you to take down your Shane Dawson videos.
He just has to talk about Shane Dawson at every chance. I wonder, you know what? There doesn't seem to be a lot. Hold on a second. YouTube would not call Greg and say, hey Greg, it's YouTube. We need you to take down those Shane Dawson videos, buddy. They just would have taken them down for him. So that's a pile of bullshit. It just took me a second. Let's see what we can find. I keep getting trapped by this one. These are all
You know, once upon a
re-uploads.
time, I was pretty darn suicidal. So suicidal that at one point I had a loaded gun.
I know that this video is from like 2010, maybe 29. It's 10 years old. I know the color of these walls, and I sort of know what Greg looks like now. Oh yeah, we're still going good. All right, just had to check. I was getting freaked out.
To my head. I had a lot of things going through my head at the time, but something I wish I would have thought about a little bit more is, what is the point? I was so sick
The point is to kill yourself, Greg. In your world, it was probably for attention.
of the way my life was going, and I was completely emotionally exhausted. But again, I should have asked myself more.
Greg does that with his S's sometimes, and he does it to sound edgy.
I should have asked myself more.
There.
More. But again, I should have asked myself more.
I should have asked my shelf more. I should have asked my shelf more. He does that, and I don't know why. I don't know why he does that.
What is the point? I want you to look.
What's the point of you? I'm sorry, gang. It gets in my...
Overdid spring break and blew through all my extra spending funds till mid-April. I'll be back later. I have a few questions. One, what kind of things did you snort up your nose on spring break?
Oh yeah, I remember this one.
Two, you were giving me $2 a month, so I ask you what kind of budget is detrimentally affected by $2?
Oh, it's a Repzion video.
So some messages got leaked on Onision's Patreon.
I don't want to get in trouble. I'm sure he's a heck of a guy, but he doesn't need me streaming his videos. Typing in a bathtub is hard. Three days ago, 4,000 views. 4,000 views. Is everything 4,000 views? Oh, that's 4K, not 4,000. Yeah. Sorry, gang, I was thinking. That's where we want to be. I think. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, I don't want to watch any of those. Sometimes I look for a long time and then I fall into a Greg hole.
Maybe something's wrong. I don't know. I don't know what's happening to me. Like, why?
Yeah, that's right, Greg. You smell terrible.
Don't smell it. Someone stabbed me, and then everyone's...
You see why Greg can't act? He just can't draw. On emotion, like, he just
started
can't.
Going crazy. I told you some psycho stabbed me with a knife.
Usually you don't.
And no one would even help me. Look at my hand. Look at my face.
He just can't act at all. At all whatsoever. Oh yeah, this is all his bullshit. Really, Greg? Who is that? This is new. Who is that? I just got to get a good look at her face. There. All right, old Greg.
This channel has been shut down. The uploads will be posted to Onision Speaks and Onision. Subscribe and turn notifications on. Thank you. This channel has...
I don't think so. I don't know. Sometimes I look forever and I can't find anything. There's just so much bullshit. Oh yeah, this is the one with just 2 stupid videos on it.
We sign off.
Let's see what they look like
So you can sign off.
as a couple.
The Sign and Drive event is on. Lease a new 2019 Jetta. 0 down, 0 deposit, 0 first month, and 0 due at signing.
True.
Taking Back Sunday. It is 4 to half a point. Without looking, what color is his or her eyes?
Okay, really?
Hazel.
You really?
Green.
You said hazel?
Well, hazel and green are like the same thing.
No, they're not. I don't have hazel eyes.
Right now, they're
Lainey doesn't know the color of her own eyes because Greg has to tell her,
When I
which means he was wrong.
think of hazel, I literally think of predominantly green.
He's stupid.
For the record, she just said he's
You
stupid.
literally, he spelled hazel wrong.
Green is the first thing that shows up.
Look.
Green.
It's not freaking
Green,
It's
green,
brown
green.
Do you see
How to argue with a narcissist.
brown in here?
Half a point for Gryffindor.
I told myself Gryffindor.
It starts with a G, so Gryffindor.
What starts with a L?
Loser.
He's mean to her when they're on camera. She's a prop, and I would never treat my wife like that. And I'm pretty sure that most girls on this planet wouldn't take that.
How long do you think they will live?
Hey, what kind of
Yes, we got-
completely objective? Nobody can get on point.
Well, I have to guess what you think. Wait.
How long I think I will live?
Yeah. Okay, within 3 years. It's gonna be 2 characters no matter what, unless you go over 100. Are you going over 100?
Now
She's
you
going
freaking
over 100.
win.
Alright, I'll close my eyes.
Well, now you freaking know already.
Alright, since that question was so crappy, we've come up with a new question. The question is, what is her favorite number? I don't know her favorite number. 2.
5.
Really? That's cheating though, because your favorite number used to be 2.
Sorry, I forgot everybody can see that.
Okay, so she's supposed to guess my favorite candy now.
I mean, there's a couple I have in mind.
I'll give you a hint. I introduced you to this candy.
Oh.
Hey guys, I came across a question that was really offensive to me. It's, am I weird for liking anime? What? Like, people are searching for this, and it makes no sense. This anime is fucking amazing. Do I even need to say more after this? Really?
That's a cartoon. That's a cartoon. For me, sure, those are massive cartoon boobs, but like cartoon boobs, like, it's a cartoon. Greg.
You get to look at this for like 24 to 48 minutes per episode, and it
Okay.
moves, and it talks. No, but there are plenty of
Yeah, your sex doll doesn't move or talk.
more reasons to enjoy anime. Like these two, for instance. I'm a man, and I'm a heterosexual. Stop judging me. To be
Never.
more serious, though, this is one of many artistic examples of how deep anime can get. So often becomes complicated and inspiring due to
What is deep about that picture? And for the record, Dr. Business does like some anime flicks. I am a huge Evangelion mark for that. I love that series. I like the episodes for TV, but I mostly like those 3 movies. The You Cannot series, they're my favorites. I turn them on in the background and they're just fascinating. Greg likes to jerk off to cartoon boobs. It's very different fan of anime.
To the fact that it doesn't really have any limitations beyond what the artist can draw. Special
Quick talking Greg.
effects are in many ways catching up to anime. Anime still leads the way as far as possibilities go. It's just a leads the way as far as possibilities go. It's just a beautiful way to take something that's in text and turn it into something that's visually stimulating.
Yeah, it's called writing a fucking screenplay.
Hey, question, are any of you
Hey, question.
sexually attracted to Misa from Death Note? Because I kind of was in the beginning, but the more she talked, nobody wants those retard babies. But yeah, as many of you may know, Death Note has a huge fandom. Much of that is due to how interesting the storyline and
Yeah, we know, Greg. We see you dressed up as that dude all the time. You want to be anybody but yourself, don't you, buddy?
characters are, but also the fact that the artist could make them look as cool as they wanted and weren't limited to stupid actors. And that's the thing with anime in general. You can literally make these characters look as cool as you want to. The fact that no significant limitations exist make anime that much more appealing.
It's a cartoon, Greg. And just because you can draw whatever you want doesn't mean that's good. Now, if you are talking about hentai and you're saying, there's no boundaries, we can do anything, you're not limited. Well, yeah, I guess you're true. I guess that's true. You could draw really, really, really big cartoon boobs. You aren't tied down with the way boobs really are. So yeah.
Babies used to like watching anime. Speaking literally, I don't think babies would be into anime. More to things like Daniel Tiger and Tayo the City Bus. Actually, I'm kind of into those shows too. Shut up. I'm 17. Am I a nerd? I'm Asian, but I'm normal. Why would we assume you're weird just because you're Asian?
Because he wrote into an Onision site, and if you didn't state all these things, Greg would automatically call you a nerd.
Considering the planet is significantly dominated by Asians in population, I would think Asians more so define what's normal, not worry about whether or not they are normal. It's kind of the equivalent of telling people you like to watch cartoons, or at least that's how they see it. Fuck you. That is so bullshit. You know those Marvel and DC movies, Captain America, Batman, Superman, etc.? Those are inspired by comics, which are extremely similar to manga. Meanwhile,
I think for the rest of this video, for the remainder of the video, every time Greg says anime, let's just replace that in our heads with what he's really saying, which is hentai, which there's nothing wrong with it. But if you're a fan of it, come out and be like, dude, I like hentai, cartoon boobs are awesome. But he doesn't. He's like that with everything. It's anime's fault.
Meanwhile, manga is basically just the still frame, voice actorless version of anime.
No, it isn't.
What I'm trying to ask you here is if DC and Marvel are so popular amongst...
I thought somebody asked you a question, Greg. Now you're asking me questions. I don't have any answers for you.
Children and adults, despite their origin being so similar to that of anime.
Batman is not anime. You're trivializing everything, and you're saying if it's a cartoon and is drawn with a pen, then it's the same as anime. Well, that's not true. There's more to things than just that. And I'm a very black and white person. Either you're in or you're out. But you might be the blackest, whitest person ever.
How is it that anime's childish, but DC and Marvel movies aren't?
Nobody's saying childish, Greg. Like, it's not childish, but I think there's a little bit of a sort of an understanding that cartoons, at least, actually, there was sort of a resurgence with Simpsons and Futurama and American Dad and King of the Hill, all that kind of stuff, but those were primetime sitcoms. And Saturday morning cartoon, I've lost my train of thought because of goddamn Greg. Oh my God. I haven't done this in front of people before. And it bothers me.
The answer, of course, is fuck you. You think comics in general are childish, like Calvin and Hobbes or Garfield? Because those are often put in adult newspapers. So if manga is so similar to comics, and many comics are enjoyed by adults, how is anime childish?
And why is an anime in the newspaper? That is your question.
This person says they're 22, they still watch anime, read manga, write fan fiction about different characters, and cosplay. You are one hardcore lady, let's see what you look like. Wow, okay, yeah, you really know how to cosplay.
There's no way. There's just no way.
Plus, I'm sure people want to play with you. Here's a poll that asks 146 people if they're weird for loving anime. Let's see the results. Huh, how convenient for me. Looks like I and many of the other people who love the shit out of anime aren't necessarily that weird after all.
If you like something, anything, you can go on the internet and find a group who also likes that same thing. Like if you're sexually attracted to plants, you can find other people that are sexually attracted to plants. And in a lot of cases, that's really cool because everybody needs a community. But when you go looking and finding something that backs you up, you can't go and call that evidence and say that you're right, because I could go online and find anything I want and then plop that shit down on my computer and say, see, 260 people like that. So he's good at what he does.
I'm telling you guys, in the next 10 years or so, you're going to see a lot of live-action anime-type movies come out, and
Not a good call, old Greg.
they're likely going to be very successful.
They weren't.
Because if you truly give anime a chance, it'll eat you right the hell up.
Let's check something out.
Hey Google,
Greg.
open maps. Share it with Liz. Reply heading west.
The new Google Assistant, only on Pixel 4.
Okay, so this is story of a girl who cried a river and drowned the whole world. When she looked
Oh,
so well.
it's both of them. Fucking both of them. No, thank you. Fucking no, thank you. I draw the line when it comes to that. I won't. I draw the fucking
Hey
line
guys, Tony sent me a game.
when it comes to that dude. I'm out.
So I'm going to go ahead and play it right now on Bro. Hope you enjoy. Oh, but one thing while playing this, I'm going to act like a total pussy because that's what you guys want to see.
You act like a huge pussy all the time.
Okay, let's go. Oh my god, all this really creepy music is freaking me out. And I wish I had a shotgun. It's a little curvy. So I guess like I'm just some dude that hangs out in a hotel and knocks on people's doors. Hey guys, a troll came to Onision.net and posted, and I responded to it via video because I didn't realize that it was a troll. And I made this entire video that was like 4 minutes long saying blah 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 blah.
You see how he changes his voice? He changes letters. And I don't really have an idea on why he does it, but he does it. And I think it's telling of something, but I don't know what, because I can't time it.
I responded to it via video because I didn't realize that it was a troll. And I made this entire video that was like 4 minutes long saying blah
4 minutes long.
blah 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 blah, completely validated.
Blah, 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 blah. I'm gonna fucking go and gloss over all the evidence.
Advice based on what you said. And then I went back and read what they said, and I was like,
And this drives me nuts. Absolutely crazy.
this entire video that was like 4 minutes long saying blah 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 blah, completely valid advice based on what you said. And then I went back and read what they said, and I was like, oh shit, I totally just wasted my time. Anyway, so I modified all the, you can go check it out in the description, I posted a link to, I modified all the posts to reflect how troll-licious.
So that was even hard to follow. He talked fast. and I guess a troll sent him something, and he responded to it. And now, what?
It was, but anyway, what they were basically talking about is my past with
Basically, which means not really. I'm just gonna make this shit up.
hentai porn.
Oh.
And they were saying, they were acting like it was them. I'm like, oh, someone else has a history of hentai porn looking at it.
People wouldn't look at hentai porn. Well, if they didn't, they make hentai porn, and obviously people look at it. It's not just you, Greg, but for some reason, Greg is very, I don't know what it is, but he always has to explain the things he likes. Like, I wouldn't care if Greg likes hentai. Greg can do whatever he wants, but he feels like he has to justify himself, and he brings out his bag of manipulation, and he tries.
And they were basically saying, you know, I have an addiction, and I sometimes go to the shower and I masturbate, and blah, 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 blah.
Nobody's telling Greg this stuff. Nobody had this conversation with Greg. I guarantee it. I guarantee this never, ever happened. Ever.
Guys, I am at the point where this is actually all fucking ridiculous. The reason I say this is because it's like, me not being able to masturbate to hentai porn because my ex-girlfriend was so insecure.
Somebody else's fault. I can't masturbate to hentai porn because my girlfriend's insecure. Knowing what we know now, we know that that isn't true. We know that probably the conversation went something like, Greg, why do you feel it's necessary to lock yourself in the office and masturbate to hentai porn all morning? Like, that makes me feel not desirable because there's something else sexual that you pay attention to more than me. That seems like a completely valid thing for a wife or girlfriend to say. But Greg puts it on her like it's her fault for feeling that way, when in essence it was Greg's actions that made her feel that way. But this manipulative fucking guy.
And I'm only bringing this up because, you know, I got trolled.
He's got to say, I got trolled, remember? It's trolls.
And now I have to talk about it.
No, you don't. No, you don't, Chris Chan. No, you don't. You don't have to talk about it. You don't have to do anything. If in 2015 you have 2 million subscribers and you get trolled by one person, you don't have to go on your channel and make an 8-minute video about it. You don't have to do that, Chris Chan. Because isn't that just feeding the trolls? Why would you care? You have so many subscribers, you're making bank. Why does it matter? And the answer is it doesn't, because this never happened. But Greg is exactly like Chris Chan. The way he needs the internet. He needs it. He needs it for his ego. And Chris Chan's ego, which, by the way, I love Chris. I wish some of the bad things that happened to him didn't happen. I think in hindsight, everyone would wish the same thing. But Chris needed the internet, and Greg needs the internet, and they need it in the same way. I miss Chris. I miss classic Chris. A lot. A lot.
Anyway, me, and I have a right to talk about this, because it's my life, okay?
Yourself.
Okay, so me not being allowed to masturbate to hentai porn.
You are allowed to masturbate to hentai porn, Greg. You just can't do it to the point where it makes your significant other feel unloved.
Because of my girlfriend's insecurities. It's fucking stupid.
So why are you talking to the internet about this? Why are you putting your girlfriend on blast on your channel? Maybe she doesn't want you to talk about her. But again, this never happened. There's a little kernel of truth that Greg plus hentai equals locked in the office.
But Okay? Hentai is cartoons. Nobody is doing anything illegal.
So now he can't. Greg just can't say, hey, I like hentai. It turns me on. I don't know why liking hentai would exclude your girlfriend. To me, that means that it's not your girlfriend. You just like masturbating, which is okay too. And when you got somebody with Greg's ego, it follows proper sense to think that if he thinks he's the best and everybody is so much more beneath him and he just knows everything, well, of course, he would be the best to have sex with, even if it's with himself, because of girlfriend reasons. But again, this never happened.
Nobody is a victim. Nobody is anything.
Well, no, it's a cartoon, Greg, which is what we were saying. So,
It's just fucking cartoons. And for anybody who's like, oh,
it's not about the cartoon, Greg. It's about what you are, how much,
why would you masturbate to cartoons, Will? Yeah.
no, it's why would you make your girlfriend feel this way? Why would you do that on purpose? Like in a relationship, everybody has to make concessions. You do it because you're together. And because your girlfriend did whatever about your love of hentai, you've turned and just blasted her out. I don't know who his girlfriend was in 2015. I don't know much about that shit. But I know that the way he acts towards women isn't okay. And that's sort of my main, like if I had a few things I had to pick, the way Greg treats women is awful, because I got brought up that women were the most important thing, not sexually, not anything like that, but that men are men and women are women, and we are meant to be men. Men aren't mean to girls at all. And of course, I'm a Mason, so then there's that. But, you know, the video about him hitting girls, or when it's right to hit a girl, it's never okay to hit a girl. You're bigger, you're stronger. I have been in many situations where I've been getting hit. The last girlfriend was a secret drinker. I had to have my family, after 5 years, escort her out because she wouldn't quit hiding vodka bottles under the couches and then in the spare bedroom. I forgot what I was saying.
ask all the people who are into yaoi, like animated boy on animated boy making out. Like yaoi is actually sometimes grown men with little boys. And somehow girls were like, ooh, this is so cute. Dude, that's... Okay, anyway. So, like, cartoon females and males getting together and being erotic and so forth. What is wrong with that? My question exactly. I don't understand. And you guys may wonder, but I thought you said that was cheating. I thought you said that was wrong. I thought you said blah, 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 blah. Okay, a lot of my opinions then were based on my relationship and the very limited structure I had to work with, because this person that I was with was very controlling. They were very demanding. They were very, very, very insecure. They were... Sexy Beach Zero! Alright, if you guys don't know what Sexy Beach Zero is, it's a game where you shut up, I'm talking. It's a game where you seduce women. What do you mean you don't respect me anymore? I'm a heterosexual male. What do you expect?
Oh, Nision's not anatomically correct because he's on the internet, so he must not be real people.
I arrived, I think.
What? What? People on the internet? Oh, what?
I should have a look around. You're the legendary paradise, Sexy Island, where even ugly people get laid. Being invited to such a dreamlike place. Yes, why were you invited? You have money. It's a tropical island. Should I be reading this like a Japanese man?
No need to say, but this is no place to be muttering around.
Oh my god, you're still talking.
So this is a hotel. Sweet. What a wonderful place. Oh,
Pretty lady.
Oh my god, he's named Oni-san.
It's a beautiful place.
That's not how that word sounds. That's Yahoo.
Tell sweet. What a wonderful place. Pretty lady.
Oh my god, he's...
What a wonderful place. Pretty lady.
Oh my god, he's named Oni-san. He's basically Onision.
Right. That's because you picked that. His name is not a coincidence. He didn't just throw it together one day.
It's like this game was made for me.
Oh, what is it? What
Mm-hmm.
are you calling Onision?
I don't think Greg can read.
That's me! Yeah, girl. Maybe Onisan is me?
Sure, but who the hell are you? Really? That's how you talk to women? Maybe that's why you need Sexy Beach. Nah, I just hung out at the airport for a day. This is a hotel, lady. Where do you think I came from? It's an island. How did she know? How did she know that you just arrived? You have your...
You see how we're alike. I don't know, I see it sometimes.
I am a virgin. So there's a pool here as expected. But how did they transport it all the way here?
How do they transport the pool? Is that really the question you just asked? They probably built it there, dude. They're not gonna, like, helicopter in a pool. You probably think that the water came with the pool, huh? Like, it was all a package deal. You got a cost, you don't have to go. Over. Have I told you today how stupid you look? Put you back in your speedy blue. Let's do diving together. Don't do this at home. You might die. Why are you karate kicking? You're karate kicking. Diving is at first, lady. You karate kicked off that thing. Okay, that's not appropriate attire. What is this abomination?
A lot of these Rate Me videos have been disappearing. There used to be tons of them. Now they're kind of, well, there's a ton of them still, which means there was a ton of them. That's Greg putting Sarah on blast, I think. I think that's, we'll watch that one afterwards. But I think that's putting Sarah on blast.
Onision.xyz. You guys started a topic called Rate Me from 1 to 10, but because there are 77 pages, I'm just going to show you guys the 9s and 10s. And if you don't like this being a video that I make, then by all means go to the picture section of Onision.xyz and you suggest a better idea. Yeah, this girl's like a 9.4. Super attractive.
Nope.
This girl, we've seen
Yup.
her before. She's like a 9 too. Apparently her sister killed her for riding Onision on her seatbelt. You're welcome.
Her sister knew better.
Here we have a 9.1.
I think she's old enough.
Super gorgeous girl. This girl's like an 8.8, but I felt
She's
compelled
old
to
enough.
include her. Not sure why. This girl's like a 9. You might be asking yourself why. And that's because she looks like a really real person. Someone.
I find that in these Rate Me videos, the ones that are left up are very guessable, but a lot of them that are taken down were the bad ones.
I think I would get along with.
That's because they look 16, man, child.
Shut up. Meanwhile, this girl's like a 9.5. Jesus. We have a 9.3 here. Oh, I turned my head sideways. She's
Greg definitely has a type.
more like a 8.9. The power of angles. I don't see too much of this girl, but from what I see, she's like a 9. And another person who didn't put that much of them.
Who does he think he is? Who does he think he is sitting there on his goddamn couch with stacks and stacks of photos and thinking that he, in his almighty wisdom, can rate these girls? Well, I think it's fair that I rate Greg. The king of contrast. If he wasn't wearing cover up, I'd be able to see right through him more than I already can.
Themselves in the photo. But for their age, they're a pretty solid 9. Let's hope it doesn't all go to waste when they grow up. This girl's definitely like a 9 point.
To me, that is borderline. But she has clothes on, so
5 easily. We have ourselves an 8.9, but again, she was so close. Of course, why not include her? Another 9. Congrats on your fantastic.
Spectrum Internet delivers. Based on the latest FCC broadband report measuring broadband America, Spectrum is the top performer.
Hi everybody, it's your host. Today we're going to go through a bunch of people who ask me whether or not they're ugly on the Onision.co forums. Been called ugly my whole life, so I can take it.
Meanwhile, you're not ugly.
oh, well now that Greg told you, everything should probably be perfect now.
Perfectly fine.
That girl is nowhere close to ugly.
And even sideways. Yeah, you're good. This person wants to know if they're in any way okay looking. That's really sad. Yeah, you look okay.
Oh, we missed that. We've moved on. I wanted to see that.
So someone commented,
I believe, I might be wrong.
if you're so honest, admit that you tried to manipulate Luxie into having sex with you, but you won't. You're just a typical manipulative layer. Liar. That twists the truth to fit his own agenda. Hi, I'm Onision. I'm the most brutally honest, popular YouTuber.
Hi, I'm Onision. I'm the most honest, popular YouTuber. Okay, that would be like Dr. Business saying, hello, I'm Dr. Business. I have the best car on YouTube. That wasn't even good. I had something.
I know, you may think I'm not popular, but I have over 1 billion
Look at the numbers that you bought for yourself.
views. I'm about to demonstrate how goddamn honest I am.
But to demonstrate how goddamn honest I am.
Once again. Alright, so here are the emails I was sent. So as you can see, I'm on the email page. This is a video because my cursor's moving.
Yeah, but you're not going to read any of those, are you, Greg? Let's see. Either way, I don't know who wrote this. I guess if you get in an argument with Greg, you got to send back screenshots and Twitter posts. Either way, I'm really worried because I know Lane and Luxie are still following each other. I think this is really disgusting. Oh, this is Greg writing because this is one whole sentence. Either way, I'm really worried because I know Lane and Luxie are still following each other, and I think this is really disgusting and overall super fucking dishonest because I am assuming neither of you know that she's going around talking about private conversations to people. It's one thing to be truthful, you know. It's another to falsely accuse someone of harassment and other things. It's just...
Move around like that. And click on the first image. Well, look at that. It appears I did not crop anything out, did I?
Look at that.
On to the next image. Well, look at that. I shared the image with you guys as I saw it, only I kept out her avatar. Well, look at that. Once again, I didn't crop out the text. I literally presented them as they were presented to me. And again. Wow, what do you know?
How could anybody want to be in any sort of anything with Greg? Who would want to even type Greg one message? Because if anything goes wrong, he's going to put you on blast. He's going to read everything you've ever written him and blow the shit out of proportion. I don't...
Oh, it's the same information that was sent to me. So FYI to this person, okay, please tell me did he invite you to come see them because he said he didn't invite anyone else. What the hell are you talking about? When did I say that? He says yes he did, but it was brief.
Does anybody really know what Greg is talking about, or is he just talking to himself again?
Straight up snob. Like, you know that girl you don't talk to anymore? She's always saying something super snobby to you. Well, maybe not, because a lot of you guys don't even have the cojones to dump someone as a friend.
Greg? most people aren't involved in these high school relationships that you seem to label all of your things as. Most people that are grown up don't have a girl they talk to all the time that they have a crush on that is constantly saying something snobby to them. Grown-ups sort of are different than that.
When you just are miserable when you're around them. Instead, you will put up with people again and again, and then when I dump a friend, you're like, oh, Onision, crazy. Why doesn't Onision just be fake to people his whole life and pretend to be someone's friend for the sake of avoiding confrontation? Yeah, what were we talking?
Boy, oh boy. A lot of people are making Greg videos. Oh, hey, look. Hey, it's us. Look at that. That's cool. I can't even... Holy cow. I guess that doesn't work. Holy cow.
Hey, man, how you doing? My, how the tables have turned.
What tables?
Well, you have 2 agents, now I have 2 clients. You've met my new Mahomie, Patrick Mahomes.
Hi. So over the last 48 hours, some interesting things have gone down, and I need
Greg is see-through.
to talk about them because if I don't talk about them, then naturally with the online community, rumors will run rampant, and no one will have a video correcting those rumors with facts. So
Oh, Greg has video facts. Now we have real facts. Sarah facts. Because Sarah is brave.
here is that video.
Everybody's brave.
You could say we are kicking Sarah out, but I don't consider that the case. It's
What do you consider it, Greg? Because we know what it was.
more like just sending her home. And it's
Yeah, that's what happens when someone's a fucking kid. You send them back to their mother.
not exactly anyone's fault,
Yeah, it is. It's your fault, you fucking sicko.
unless like the internet were a person.
No, the internet is not a person. The internet
And then it might be
is full of people who know when something bad is going on.
the internet's fault. Because really, if the and it's not exactly anyone's fault unless like the internet were a person, and then it might.
Yeah, the internet said it was wrong. The internet said, why is Sarah there? Are you guys sleeping in the same bed? Like, are you guys all having sex together? That's what your 2 million followers asked because you put your entire life online like Chris Chan. So next time you want to fuck a 17-year-old girl, keep it on the DL there, buddy.
Might be the internet's fault. Because really, if the internet wasn't weirdly involved with everything going on,
Because you put it out on the internet. The internet didn't kick your fucking door down and say, hey, show me what's going on. They didn't. You did that. You put Sarah in your live streams in the background. You put her next to you on the couch while you played video games. And you did that to show off your polyamorous relationship with your spouse and Sarah so that you could look cool. That's it. All of this that you did, Greg, was so that you would look cool in front of the other kids. Well, you don't look so fucking cool now, you fucking smart ass. I'm starting to get pissed off.
then things would most likely be fine. So 17 hours ago, I posted about something that I found out, which was really upsetting. I stated that I talked to Sarah, and she revealed that she called someone who used to be my significant other's friend, wound up being dumped as a friend to my significant other. Anyway, Sarah called her and messaged her. The message Sarah sent was somewhat cryptic, which freaked us out because the message was super dramatic. It was talking about
It's because she was upset, Greg. You upset that poor girl. She, I think, her and the girl with the blue hair. I don't know everybody's names. I know everybody, but I don't, like Repzion and like Mike and Actor and those guys. They have a Repzilla. Oh, I'm not trying to leave anybody out because I check out all that stuff. I don't steal videos from you. Don't worry. I only grab stuff from Greg. That would be low class. Fuck, what was I saying? Oh, I think Sarah, for some reason, after hearing all the stories, they're all terrible. And they all left lasting scars that will never heal. But I feel like, I don't know why Sarah got it the worst. I think maybe it's because a lot of her stuff, maybe more was online. Maybe that's when I was watching. But when I look back and I'm going through stuff and she'll pop in on the couch, it makes me sad because she looks like such a little girl and, you know, she doesn't know what's coming. And I wish I could reach through the screen and just, you know, grab her out of there and be like, you don't need to be there. Yeah, but you can't. You know, hindsight's 20/20.
How Sarah didn't want Lane to release screenshots of some conversation
Most relationships don't do that.
they had, and it was just really awkward. So that freaked us out. I went and talked to Sarah, and Sarah admitted that she called / met. This.
I wonder why none of Sarah's stuff is up. And this is weird.
Ex-friend. I apologize to the ex-friend that Sarah had contact.
Shut up, Greg.
Screenshot and doesn't make me look good, so be it. No, we gotta own our words. Apparently, Sarah.
Oh, do we?
Personally, I don't panic about screenshots because if something of mine got screenshotted and it doesn't make me look good, so be it. No, we gotta own our words. No, we gotta own our words. Mine got screenshotted and it doesn't make me look good, so be it. No, we gotta own our words. It doesn't make me look good, so be it. No, we gotta own our words.
I'm gonna hold Greg to that. I'm gonna hold him to that. And when I am up in his face, I'm gonna ask him that. If he thinks he has to own his words.
Apparently, Sarah also stated to me she remembered saying something about her one
What, does Greg take notes?
day being in a relationship with Lainey, and that really freaked me.
How come Greg can't just tell us in his own words? Like, why can't he sit there like I am and being like, hey, so here's what happened? He's got to, like, read a script like, hey, this is what everyone is saying.
Yeah, I mean, she's 16, I'm 31, this is creepy. And so really freaked me out. I mean, she's 16, I'm 31. Really freaked me out. I mean, she's 16, I'm 31, this is creepy. And so
like, fuck, everybody, Greg fans. Your Lord and Savior just said the shit out of his own mouth. She's 16, he's 34. It's not okay. You're not mentally mature upstairs. You don't know how to avoid men like Greg because there's always one man like Greg that, or one girl that teaches you what kind of people to avoid. And the fact that Greg's fans stand up for a guy who says she's 16, I'm 34, this is creepy. After the fact. After he already moved her in. After the fact that his spouse got guardianship. After the fact. You motherfucker.
to rewind to the promise I made about not talking about friends, private issues.
Yeah, you're going to revert and then have the screenshot instantly.
Publicly. The problem with this is that so much
Boy, oh boy.
significant other Lainey is already stressed out as is.
Has Lainey ever not been stressed out? Ever? Ever, ever, ever?
So we don't need this additional blind internet criticism.
It's not blind internet criticism. Blind internet criticism is just blind criticism. We are criticizing your behavior when it comes to girls, especially those at the impressionable age of your fans. It's not blind. It's everybody's got their fucking eyes open, dude. What are you talking about?
About something that's literally not happening.
Yeah, it's happening and it happened. And you're a liar. This video alone, if this video was shown in a courtroom with a stack of evidence.
I want you guys to think about your lives.
Here we go, everybody. It's time to think about us, because Greg has told you about him and what he's doing. Now, he has to manipulate your life so it agrees with his, or at least your view of yours. So let's see how quick Greg gets into it.
That is assuming your life is chill and not really crazy. Now take your mostly chill life and add 1,000 innuendos about what you do with your life.
Okay, take my chill life and add 1,000 innuendos. Hey Google. Hey Google. What's the definition of innuendo?
Here's the definition of innuendo. An elusive or oblique remark or hint, typically a suggestive or disparaging one.
So 1,000 disparaging remarks. I have disparaging remarks in my life. My life's pretty chill and cool. But I don't know who he thinks he is.
Let's say you're playing video games. The internet translates you playing video games as you being a video addict who neglects everyone in their life.
No. The people who play for an excessive amount of time and it negatively affects their real life, that's an addict. Someone who plays video games is just someone who enjoys video games, but Greg will make that manipulation that if you do something, the whole world will say you're addicted to it because someone said Greg was addicted to something. So don't do anything. Don't do anything because they'll say you're addicted. Now, Greg, as we all know, is addicted to hentai porn. And he locks himself in his office every morning for hours, or in his tent or wherever he is. That affects the people around you, and it affects your real life. Don't try and lower us to your level. That's just not going to happen. The things I do, I'm not considered an addict. You? Not so much.
Like, the internet has an amazing way of taking something that's chill and fine and turning it into some kind of abomination.
No, Greg. You have the ability of taking something that's young and fine and perfect and turning it into something terrible and destructive and hurtful. That's you. It's not everybody else. Just because good people call out evil doesn't mean we're bad.
And sometimes things are not as weird as you think they are.
Yeah, they are, Greg.
Sometimes people are not as crazy as you assume they are.
We didn't know how crazy you were until now, so you still had 2 years. Well, everybody knew you were fucked, and everybody knew what you were doing. But until all the girls, and, I find, when you see this stuff on TV or in the news, when and it's very sad that when one victim comes forward, it's hard. I don't even know how to say this. It seems like the trail of abuse sometimes ends when there's a group of victims, and that's terrible. Like, 1 or 2 just is different than 7. And it seems like when those victims get together and find strength and go after this person, then they go down. Sort of like the Bill Cosby thing or, that kind of deal. But it always seems like there's just a group of hurt people before someone terrible gets stopped.
Like, Lainey was really upset this morning because...
She's upset every morning.
In the email...
He also uses that as a manipulation. I honestly don't think she's crying. Well, yeah, she is crying because Sarah said so.
Someone sent to them. That email was stating that they are a victim. They stated that they were being forced to wear a dog collar, that they were forced to being starved, that they were being otherwise significantly abused. When I say
that was Billy, wasn't it? I think so. Because Sarah didn't... I think Billy did that big yelling video when she had her blue hair, which I liked her blue hair. I thought it was pretty.
Significantly, I mean, me saying someone is stupid is a type of abuse.
okay, now Greg is going to undermine abuse by saying, calling someone stupid is abuse, and so is hitting them. So how can you know what he's doing?
And I have called my significant other stupid before, so I'm not going to
You called him worse than that, old Greg.
pretend that I'm perfect. But they're alleging physical abuse and all this crazy stuff.
It's not crazy stuff, Greg. It was the truth. And you, unlike another public figure we know, you blame the system rather than your violation. You do something terrible and then say the internet is bad for what they do to you. It's not about, it's this blame the system or blame the process instead of accepting any responsibility. And it's not that, Greg thinks he's a little guilty or he accepts responsibility for his part. In Greg's mind, none of this ever happened. Everybody's a liar. And that's fucking ridiculous.
And I tell you guys, Lainey is so fed up.
If she's so fed up, she needs to grab them kids and take them to her mother's house.
I have no idea how much my significant other despises these people who are pretending to be a hero trying to save them.
Well, we're trying to save her from you, Greg, but I think it's too late for her now. 2017? Sure. 2019? Nope.
What is frustrating is those same people pretending to save Lainey will sometimes turn around and try to demonize Lainey.
What people? Do you know these people? Because again, Greg is just saying you and those people. So I guess anything outside Greg's house is you people.
The moment Lainey doesn't accept their help, they'll say, oh, maybe Lainey's actually abused her. Even Lainey. Turn around and try to demonize Lainey the moment Lainey doesn't accept their help. They'll say, oh, maybe Lainey's actually abused her. Even Lainey's ex-friends started to say that Lainey is a pedophile, which is bizarre. Turn around and try to demonize
This is a fun video to find. I think I've seen this before.
Lainey the moment Lainey.
I get confused because I don't look at them. I skip. I go click, click, click. And if Greg's on a good sentence, I stop. But I don't watch shit all the way through. I'd go fucking mental.
Doesn't accept their help. They'll say, oh, maybe Lainey's actually abused her. Even Lainey's ex-friends started to say that Lainey is a pedophile, which is bizarre. Because first,
The Feeble-File. Lainey also likes jailbait. And she likes to grab them off the internet. And she likes to use Greg's subscribers and her subscribers as some sort of leverage. Like, oh, come here, we'll be in videos together and be best friends forever. I don't know if you're watching either, Miss Jackson, but you're in some trouble. And if you move really quick, but you're running out of time, and you flip on this guy, you might not be on a sex offender list for the rest of your life. And like banned from using the internet. You might want to think about flipping on your husband. I know he tells you that a wife can't testify against a husband, and that is true in open court. But the wife can give all the depositions she wants. She just can't sit in court and testify in front of the husband. So Miss Jackson, pack yourself an overnight bag and grab your kids' toys and get the fuck out.
of all, to be a pedophile, you have to be attracted to prepubescent children.
That's why Greg isn't a pedophile. He's an ephebophile. Now, by his little shell game, his little traps he sets, he's going to say a pedophile, by definition, is 10 prepubescent. I'm not that. No, Greg, you're like 14, 15. That's when you start. And man, you're in some trouble, bud.
And Lainey has been around no 10, 11-year-olds, whatever. So it's pretty clear that some people don't really care about facts.
No, I think people just use pedophile as a general blanket term for people who go after children. On To Catch a Predator, I think predator is a better word. I don't think predator is a good word. I like that word. And I can say it on here. Predator, 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 predator. Fuck, nothing happens to Dr. Business, motherfucker, motherfucker, motherfucker. Nothing happens to Dennis Business.
They'll just instead say whatever they want about people who don't agree with them just because it makes them feel better about their position. So like, let's say I had a friend and that friend stopped wanting to be friends with me. Well, what can I do to make myself feel better? I know. I'll try to make that person seem like trash.
No, Greg. That's not how it works. Most people don't communicate through the internet. Chris Chan did that, though. In the first early days of Chris Chan's YouTube, he would say things like, this video is addressed to, and to Chris, it actually went to that person. And then he found out that everybody could see it. I forget what I was talking about again because of fucking...
publicly, because I got dumped as a friend. So now it's like, well, I'm glad I'm not their friend anymore, because they were terrible anyway. See, internet? I'm actually the good guy for getting dumped. And that's the general attitude of this
Grown-ups don't use the word dumped. That is a term that was left back in junior high school. High school even. But you're a fucking grown-up, man. You're like 3 in this?
friend, it seems.
Fucking my age, I don't act like this.
Based on the Twitter that is obsessed over Lainey and I. But if you guys want to read into all this, you can go to twitter.com/Onision. That is...
If you want to read up on the truth, go to Greg's Twitter. Don't look anywhere else, because Greg has the truth. Or you assembled in proper, chronological order. So just read what Greg says and forget the rest.
Is where this stuff is posted. I don't think I can emphasize enough. We are still on good terms with Sarah. We are not upset with Sarah.
Yes, you were. Yes, you were. You lying motherfucker. Yes, you were. You were upset. You're still upset. You're upset over every single one of those girls. Every single one of them. If you had it your way, Greg, if you had it your way, I shudder to fucking think what would happen. I shudder to think what you would do with your ex-wife and what you would do with Billy and Shiloh and Sarah. There's another Aaliyah. I don't remember anymore because Twitter names. And I missed a couple of live streams. But if Greg had a chance, what would he do? If it was carte blanche and someone said, you can, I'm pretty sure Greg would do some awful things because he hates what's happening. He hates it. Greg doesn't look like this anymore. He doesn't look like this anymore.
It's just the internet combined with misunderstandings turned into, we shouldn't be putting ourselves to this stress. And Sarah's family cares about her. They were fine with her being here. This is just essentially a series of unfortunate events.
I wonder what Sarah's mom says now, because Sarah talked really positively about her mom and that, of course, when everybody's 15, 16, 17, we all butt heads with our mom and dads as part of growing up. But this guy uses that to his advantage. And it makes me nuts. It makes me nuts. It makes me crazy, crazy face nuts. Like neck snapping, bottle stabbing, face kicking nuts. And I don't know what to do with all that. I don't. None of us do. We don't know what to do with what we feel because we can't do anything. At the end of the day, those girls are still those girls and Greg is still where he is. And it's frustrating for everybody because there's a bunch of us that care about this stuff. I know I do. Until a couple of months ago, I didn't do any of this, but seeing those live streams and seeing how brave those girls were, it makes me nuts. And Greg would do awful things if he had the choice of what to do with those girls, and they're talking about him. And there's also some things that Dr. Business would do to Greg if he had the choice of what to do to him. And it's in a little blue book that I own, and it says exactly what to do with men like Greg. Oh boy.
That taught us a big lesson. That being, the internet is full of people with weird ideas, and it's clear that if things get this stressful for literally everyone involved, then maybe it's better to have a change. Because
how about you take your relationships and your whole life off the internet? Oh, wait, if you did that, that means you'd have to have a regular job. And regular job dudes, you know, that work 40, 50, 60 hours a week, those dudes, I don't know, they don't really have that life that you want. And I think you'd have a little more trouble getting your polyamorous relationship going if both you had to work and the kids were in daycare. But that's not how it is over at your palace, is it, Greg?
The alternative is keeping Sarah here and the internet continuing to insist that weird things are going on.
They were going on. And the fact that he can sit there with a straight face and evidence to argue against the fact, it just shows how far he will go to control the narrative. And we have to change that narrative. And we have. Greg went from making green screen videos to screaming into a camera in a tent. I know he thinks he's genius. I know he thinks he's like Andy Warhol. But he isn't. He's just a scared man trying to grow a beard because a stubble beard shows off more fucking emotion than Greg ever could.
And oh my gosh, you guys, Sarah is just a friend. And I hope
she was not just a friend.
Sarah continue to be friends deep into their old age.
They won't be friends deep into their old age. You can fucking trust me on that one, old Greg.
But one more note, please leave Lainey alone.
No.
A lot of you guys think you're helping Lainey.
No.
They have sent emails asking people to stop. They have posted publicly, clearly stating that they are not a victim. And guess what? Lainey makes their own decisions. They can wear what they want.
The fact that you had to state that she makes her own, I just say Greg's spouse. The fact that Greg had to state that his spouse actually has freedom shows something.
They can say what they want. They are free.
As long as it's approved by Greg before going online. Because as Greg said earlier tonight, he writes everything, he records everything, he directs everything, and the people that are in those videos, their dialogue is things he wrote. So this is what Greg said. He's the director, he's the guy.
Free, separate person. So again, internet, I hope you calm down.
Nope.
I know you have opinions.
This was the worst video Greg ever made.
These are the facts. So
those are not the facts.
I hope you can respect them. And understand.
No, I will not respect them.
Understand that I'm not saying anyone is a bad person.
No, we're saying you're a bad person. You're the only one who won't say you're a bad person.
Involved in the situation. Even Lainey's ex-friend, I don't think is a bad person. I just think that they need to focus on things that are more productive. Like, not retweeting statements.
I can't. It's just his little goddamn digs. His little comments like, hey, I don't think anybody's this and that, but they should focus on other things other than like retweeting bullshit and lies and telling all this stuff about me. But other than that, there's Greg in a dad jacket. What are you going out to fucking... Ugh. Oh, and I'm sorry,
hey guys,
video.
I guess I'm wearing a hoodie because I'm covering up the results of one of my videos.
No, you're not.
As of late. But this video...
If you thought it looked stupid, you'd put on a costume or a wig.
This is me apologizing. I was supposed to have 3 videos out today, but...
Clickbait.
But they all got demonetized.
So they can't go up.
So what demonetization basically means, don't listen to the Kool-Aid that YouTube tries to get you to drink, but anyway, what I'm talking about is I did this 40-minute video, just addressing this girl who...
A 40-minute video addressing this girl. I wonder if that girl wanted to be addressed. And I wonder if that girl asked him to leave them alone. It's a Ooh, comments are turned off there, old Greg. Well, we need to do our part, right? Boop. I've been forgetting to do that. We need to do that more.
Doesn't know that the characters in my book were real. Ties, if it's monetized.
Every time he laughs, I want to snap his neck. That's it.
Awesome, but it might get demonetized soon because I'm me or whatever. But
Stop reading your notes. Be natural. Talk. You see how I don't have to have any notes?
But anyway, what I'm talking about is like I did this like 40-minute video, just like, you know, addressing this girl who doesn't know that the characters in my book were real.
So the characters in Greg's book were real. I don't know what that means, but his book sucks. Actually, that's a good time to mention something. Greg's books are shit, and a bunch of people are rewriting them into just for a gag, you know what I mean? And one of the moderators is doing that. So we were thinking I would read that book, and maybe everybody could listen to it when they're crashing out or something, because it's a really good story. I have the first chapter or whatever, and it's some catchy shit. So we might be doing that in the near future. I gotta get home from Los Angeles first, and that's not for a while. So,
like, if...
But let Tay or Miss Heasy know if that's something you'd be interested in.
You know that the book characters of Stones to Abigail are real, then watching their review is like one of the most like...
But Greg, we didn't know they were real. It was a joke you played on us. And just because your characters are real doesn't mean people can't be like, that character sucked. But he said in some tweets or something, I think I said it in a tweet that he said, oh, well, you're talking about James and he died. So you're basically making fun of someone who died. And it's like, I forget what it was. You guys know what I'm talking about.
Wow. You don't know what you're talking about, experiences ever.
Greg's mad, and I don't like when he gets on this microphone and just starts lipping people off. You guys don't know what you're talking about, and don't drink the Kool-Aid, and you guys don't know. It's just drama. Got my eye on you. My business eyes.
But yeah, just so you guys know, my book Stones to Abigail, those characters are based on real people.
Which is even creepier than anything I've ever heard.
Especially...
I don't think they're real. I think Greg's making that shit up. I think they're based on real people and like the people Greg made up in his head. But I don't think Greg has an autobiography of his life in Stones to Abigail. I'm going to burn that book in my front yard.
Davis, so, you know, please don't say Davis is stupid or anything.
Davis is stupid. Is it because he's a real dude? Or is Greg saying that his people are real so that you can't say bad things about them because Greg thinks if they're real people, you can't say bad things? Okay, let me think. I don't know.
Anything because you're making fun of
There was
my
a poster on the wall I was reading.
And, like, yeah, I really lost a friend in real life. But,
So you lost a... I can't do this one. I can't. It's too much. It's too much. Fuck. His bullshit is... That one's bad. That's a bad video. It's a bad video.
Hey there, I know what you're thinking. How can one guy be so sexy?
Hold on. Hold on here. We've seen this, but it's a different video. Do you remember? He was in that blue shirt and he was talking about being stabbed and he smelled his shirt or something. And then he said, look at my hand. And this, I remember because that fucking boxing bag was there and that was his blue shirt. So I guess they're the same time.
Ask God who blessed me with literally his looks, his exact... who blessed me with literally his looks, his exact look. I look like a young god, you know, and it just gets better. Like, if I had a mustache, boom, what? Your panties exploded off your body. But anyway, hi. Is my voice too high? I'll talk like this. Serious Onision. And yes, that's right, I'm Onision. This video might never see the light of day. This might be a Patreon exclusive video because we got a whole... This might be a Patreon...
Greg, I want you to sue me. I really, really, really do. I want you to bring that bullshit my way. Forget about those other guys. You don't gotta sue them. Come sue me. It'll be easy. Just block all my videos. Sue the shit out of me. I want you to. I dare you to. I dare you.
Exclusive video because we got a whole new system here. A whole new system.
You punch like a bitch.
Huh?
You're one of those guys who gets in 1, 2, 3 and they think they're good or tough or something.
All right. You know, maybe I'll box some more while I talk.
Greg has to have that flag on the wall in view. Now, again, like Chris Chan, if Chris was lying, he would take off his Sonichu medallion, or he would hold Optimus Prime, or if he was trying to say he wasn't gay, he would hold, like, there would be a picture of Sailor Moon in the background. Greg does the same shit. He manipulates his background to back up either what he's saying or to complete his manipulation on what his views are. Chris Chan didn't want to be called gay, so he changed his appearance. Greg doesn't want to appear some way, so he changes the appearance. Chris, of course, well, Chris is a pretty smart dude.
Up to you guys. All right. So initially I said I was never gonna make a video
He punches like a bitch.
as myself for the public.
He put those gloves on because he hit it 3 times and it hurt his baby pussy knuckles.
Like, again, but then...
Oh my God, he punches like a bitch. Look at how much he had to work. Uh-oh, low battery. And there's no plug-in in the top.
Someone approached me in a grocery store, and they were very sad, saying, you know, that's the whole reason I subscribed to your channel, yada, yada, yada. I wasn't really listening. I was just staring at my own penis.
Right, because Greg doesn't listen to his fans.
They approached me, right? They approached me, and they're like, yo, I find it really sad that you're not going to make those personal videos where you talk to people anymore.
And lie.
Again, like I said,
I want to know who said that, because again, Greg just says you or a fan. I don't think anybody said, Greg, I want to see your heartfelt talks. I want to see you talk. If she wanted to see that, there's like 11, 12 years of Greg talking.
I don't know if this video is ever going to get on my channel.
You knew it was. You're a liar.
Onision Speaks. And when I say me, I'm talking about a character because I'm not.
You know what? I'm a character too. I'm Dr. Dennis Business. And that is Onision. So pretty much anything that I do is just a character. This isn't the real me. I would never say things like this. Dr. Dennis Business is a character. I seldom break character, but, you know, a character is a character. So if Greg thinks he can do whatever he wants as a character, I'm going to do whatever I want as a character. Yeah.
Man enough to accept responsibility for my own actions?
No, you're not. You don't accept responsibility for anything. You're a big baby and you're scared.
I'm a character!
And so am I.
Nah, bro, this is what's up, right?
You almost broke your wrist.
A lot of people have been saying a lot of stuff about me lately. And I've been like, you know, taking it.
Even if you're trying to look tough, those are some terrible punches for somebody that's trying to look tough.
Taking it like a champ. Not even blowing back those hits. Ignoring it on Twitter. Which
Oh, you see that?
even blowing back those hits. Ignore.
Somebody's vegetarian body's getting a little Chris Chan Buddha belly there.
Running on Twitter, which by the way is still run by Emo Charlie. Thanks for handling that, my dude.
Yeah, my Twitter's run by Dr. Business as well.
What I'm saying is I like, it just didn't fit the
Buffering, what the fuck?
narcissist narrative that I be gone like this. You know, like people say, right? I am free to do as I wish. It's all good now. But I have learned a lot. Like, holy shit, I am really ugly when I don't think about my appearance. I might be ugly right now because the screen's...
No, Greg, you're not ugly because ugly people have features on their face. You are see-through. You got so much cover-up on your face, you gotta get that shit off with a carrot peeler every night. You gotta do the fucking shit. An idiot.
It's so small. I am so bothered by that. Is it hot in here?
Oh, no.
Ugh, sorry. I'm stupid with shirts. So, fun with Onision.
God, that tattoo's dumb. Even me. Like, I don't have the best tattoos. Even mine looks better than that.
And the Laney Bot channel and being in Anastasia Nicole's videos. None of this is really possible unless I am me. I didn't realize not being myself in videos was literally going to take down everyone around me as well.
It did. Ooh, look at my vegetarian body.
So, I think I have it figured out. I think I got this all figured out. And if I don't have it figured out, I'm quitting tomorrow.
Christiana acted the same way.
Tomorrow, another I Quit video coming up, sir, if this even ever makes YouTube. Now, I would
Yeah, we pretty much
share
know.
my plan with you. I would share my epic... Do I have back knee? Is there a lot of back knee? This is the back knee video? I would share my... Oh, I need to put a shirt on.
This is all he can do now, is play on the hate. Because if there's one thing Greg fears more in this entire universe than anything else, that's having a job. Having to listen to people and having superiors. And, you know, he can't do it. So if he had to do this for the rest of his life, scream and drink kombucha and dump it over his face and make videos like this, he would make himself look stupid forever just to not have to go to work.
This is never going to make it on YouTube if I'm not wearing a shirt. The guy in India who reviews videos is going to be like, oh, nipple, I do not like the nipple. All right. Yeah, hey, you know, something I always prayed for, you know, I said, dear...
I don't like when Greg comes down on people's spiritual beliefs. Spiritual beliefs are very important, especially now in the world we live in. Everybody has to believe in something. Greg believes in him. He believes he is the savior of everything. And the fact that he belittles spirituality makes this Freemason fucking sick to his stomach.
Jesus. That's right. I pray on one knee because I'm not a bitch. But I was like, dear Jesus, please make it so men have to censor their nipples too because it's offensive if women are offensive as well. I'm a feminist. Fist pump God. Oh my God, you fist bumped me. But something I do want to tell my patrons real quick so the rest of you can out because you don't give a fuck about me. You won't give me $1. Okay, what if we were at Starbucks?
Oh, okay, gang. There we go. Look at how good I am with the streaming stuff now. My computer is gonna die, but thanks to everybody for, I don't really even know if this is still running right, but thanks for popping in and listening to me bitch and complain about Greg videos. That was difficult. And I was super nervous. I still am. But Tay and Miss Easy helped with the chat. And maybe we should do more of this so that we can put Greg's bullshit together without giving him any views at all. So, Dr. Business out. We will talk soon. That's not a very good ending. Let me think again. Let me think. Because you got to have a good ending. Okay, that will be the next thing. Thinking up an ending for a live stream, or one of those cool titles people have. Like when the stream's over, they're like, see you later. Everybody's like and subscribe and turn on the notifications. And then like a big thing goes whoosh. I'll look into that. But you're all my business partners, and I appreciate your positivity. And I learned a lot about circumcision, and I learned a lot about a lot of things from that comment section. So keep it coming. Let's build this community up so it doesn't have to be negative like the other ones. Dr. Business out.